Hey YouTube, it's Jaryd, and today we're going to be reacting to the 94th Academy Awards. Let's do it. Before we begin, if you want to keep up to date with all of my reaction videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so I can keep bringing you the best content ever. Please and thank you. So a little bit of a background. The Academy Awards are an annual awards ceremony that have been running since 1929, almost 100 years. It's the longest running awards ceremony. It is dedicated to recognising and rewarding achievements in the medium of film, from actors to sound editing to production, directors, and of course the most prestigious of all the awards, Best Picture for the best film. To be awarded the little golden statuette, also known as an Oscar, is a renowned honour in the entertainment industry. Obviously, for something that has been running as long as it has, for something so prestigious and huge, it does not come without its criticism. There have been accusations of bias, certain performers and films being snubbed in their respective fields, disqualifications, refusals to accept the award, the recognition of streaming media, a huge lack of diversity, and gender segregation. And this year, boy. The 94th Academy Awards were held on March 27th, 2022, and that was recognising film in 2021. And whilst we are still very much in the middle of a pandemic, this was supposed to be a return to form, trying to get a sense of normality back. The awards run for a long time. I believe this one capped out just underneath 4 hours. In an effort to shorten the ceremony, to make space for more musical performances, more clips, several of the awards were not broadcast live, but they were pre-taped before the ceremony. And whilst some of the awards have more of a prestige behind them, such as Best Picture, what you do by taking away some of these other awards is you pretty much say they're irrelevant. It's just an insult to all the people that were nominated for those awards. You're disregarding their work completely. There were discussions about whether or not there would be a tribute or a moment about the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Several celebrities came out and spoke in favour of this happening. The lead actress of the film West Side Story, which was nominated as one of the best pictures, revealed she wasn't invited. This sparked a lot of controversy because how are you going to leave the lead actress of the film that's nominated for best film out of the awards? Especially because some of the other people in attendance and some of the presenters were outside of the film industry. Like, you couldn't make space for one more. And of course, the altercation which overshadowed the entire ceremony, the altercation between Will Smith and Chris Rock. Whilst presenting the award for Best Documentary Feature, comedian Chris Rock made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. After initially laughing it off, Will Smith got out of his seat, walked onto the stage and slapped Chris Rock right across the face. No one knew whether this was staged or not. We were all kind of in shock just watching this happen until Will Smith took his seat again and continued to shout up at Chris Rock, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth." Apparently, this altercation between the two is the first incident of onstage violence in the Academy Awards history. Twitter went into meltdown. Many people condemned Will Smith for his actions on stage, whilst others defended him for standing up for his wife. Either way, it is universally agreed that this altercation overshadowed the entire event and overlooked pretty much every single award, every winner, which is the whole reason we're watching. Many people came forward and said it is the ugliest moment in the history of the Oscars, which is, debatable in itself. Yesterday as I woke up, I checked Twitter, as you do, morning ritual, and I saw it was trending all over, but I wasn't sure what it was about, so instantly I thought it'd make a great reaction. So I'm going to show you that now. Trigger warning, if you do not like physical violence, please look away now.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Oh my goodness.
That was a nice one. Okay.
That's so bad.
I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Oh my god.
Okay. That was
I'm gonna stop.
greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
It's so insane. Like, what? Firstly, it is worth pointing out that since the reaction and since this event has all taken place, Will Smith has apologized for his actions, apologized directly to Chris Rock, and Chris Rock has decided not to press any charges. Okay, so just to take it apart a little bit. So Chris Rock said to Jada Pinkett Smith, "Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it." G.I. Jane was a 1997 film featuring Demi Moore in which she had a shaved head. Jada was diagnosed with alopecia in 2018, which is hair loss from parts of the head and the body. It is considered a medical condition, not life-threatening, but it can cause severe psychological distress. Jada has been very vocal about it. She's spoken about it in interviews. She said how it's affected her mental health. So Chris had made this joke in reference to Jada's shaved head. Initially, we see that Will is laughing, or maybe just uncomfortable laughing, or could have been to the previous joke. Shortly after, he got up on a stage, he slapped Chris across the face, returned to his seat, and shouted at him to keep his wife's name out of his mouth. Chris Rock continued to present the award and left the audience, everyone watching at home, in just complete dismay. Nobody knew if it was staged or not. We were just all in complete shock. As someone who identifies as a pacifist, I believe there should be no need and no call for violence in any form, in any manner. Naively so, it's not always this or that. There sometimes is a grey area. In my mind, in the way I view things, I just don't think there should ever be a reason for violence. So I completely opposed what Will did when he got up on stage. I feel like there should have been no reason to do that. There are other ways besides violence to tackle people that you think are ignorant, people you think are bullies, people that you disagree with. If not just brushing it off as a joke, I would have taken that moment to educate and talk about the condition itself. That would have had way more power than slapping someone across the face. As for Chris, as a comedian, no one is really off limits when it comes to making jokes. We've all seen roasts, we've all seen how dark the humour can get, we all see how they really go for your deepest insecurity or fear and just lash it out in the name of humour. Obviously, without knowing the extent of how Jada feels about the condition, it is a low blow. It's a bit tasteless to make that joke. We do get into a bit of a grey area when we decide to start policing comedians and what they're going to talk about. That being said, it is completely different to see someone talking about someone else. If it's someone that you know about, someone that you care about, and you see how it affects them day in and day out, it's a completely different situation. And while I don't agree with either, they were both in the wrong, telling a joke is not illegal. Assaulting someone is. It wasn't long after that Will Smith won the Best Actor award for his portrayal in King Richard. It's Will Smith's first Academy Award. It's a huge honour to be nominated for Best Actor. He got a standing ovation and then he returned to his seat again. And it really does speak to the power and privilege of someone that you can get up on stage, assault someone, and then return to your seat. Regardless of the situation, regardless of what has been said or what has been done, there is no need for violence whatsoever. So I completely disagree with what happened there. And besides people disagreeing with him on Twitter, there appears to be no kind of consequence for him as the charges have been dropped and he's still maintaining his award. And in an Instagram post, Will has apologised to Chris Rock, to the Academy Awards, to the Williams family, and the cast and crew of King Richard, the film he was nominated for. He has described his behaviour at the awards as unacceptable and inexcusable. I think that is the best thing he could have done. It takes a big man to accept that he is wrong and apologise, so I have to sing Will Smith's praises for that. I think it really does set an example to the kind of person he is, the kind of person he wants to be seen as. So whilst we've shone a light on that, we also do need to look at what you can and can't say, what you can get away with when making a speech, when a comedian comes on stage and delivers. Many people did come to Chris Rock's defense, saying it was freedom of speech, he's a comedian, it's what he does, and then others came to Will Smith's defense, saying he's just standing up for his wife. So seeing the person that you love unconditionally, they're your whole world, how they suffer from something that affects them every day, day in, day out, it's a condition that really takes its toll on your emotions, your mental health, the psychological condition. It can be difficult for you to see other people mocking it, especially on a platform like the Academy Awards, which is a stage to millions of people, not just everyone in attendance, but to all the people watching around the world. It is difficult to stand by and watch the loved one suffer like that. And again, whilst I don't condone violence in any form, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to stand up for someone that you care about. So it comes into question, where do we draw the line? What are comedians allowed to touch? What are they not allowed to touch? Are medical conditions fair game? You know, comedians touch on terrorism, on sickness, on death. Where is not okay for someone to make a joke at someone else's expense? Or maybe it is just time and place. This is a prestigious awards ceremony, you know? It's not some club in some hidden away alley. People didn't come here to be roasted or read. They just come here to see the awards, have a good night, and escape from everything that's going on around them. Some people can laugh at other people's expense, but when the light is shone on them, it's more difficult to take. Unfortunately, due to the nature of this incident, the rest of the ceremony was overlooked. It's mostly what this is going to be remembered for. It's just this isolated incident. But there was so much more to celebrate. Will Smith won his first Oscar. Samuel Jackson won his first Oscar, and he's been in over 7 billion films. A film about a deaf family cast with almost entirely deaf performers won Best Picture. And Best Picture was presented by Lady Gaga and Liza Minnelli, and I don't know if you've seen it, but oh my god, it was such a heartfelt, truly touching moment between the two of them. Dame Jane Campion became the third woman in the history of the awards ceremony to win Best Director. Drive My Car was the first Japanese film to be nominated for Best Picture, and it won for Best International Film, the second in the history of the show. Ariana DeBose won Best Supporting Actress for playing Anita in West Side Story and became the first openly queer woman of colour to win the award, and the second Latina to win the award, the first being Rita Moreno, who won the award for the same character. Troy Kotzer from the Best Picture Coda won the Best Supporting Actor, making him the first deaf male actor to win the award. That's what we want to see. That's what should be remembered at the Oscars. Unfortunately, it's not going to be this year. And whilst we are breaking barriers and seeing so much diversity pour through, it still isn't enough. Of course, these are just my opinions based off of the circumstances, based off of a first reaction, but I am very curious to know what you guys think. What do you feel about the incident between Chris and Will? How do you feel about the ceremony as a whole? Do you think that that incident overshadowed the rest of it? Did you enjoy a particular award? I just want to know all of your feelings about it. And whilst it is quite a touchy subject and all opinions are of course valid, I do please ask that you keep your comments respectful. This is a conversation. Ugh, what a wild night. Only at the Oscars. If you have any ideas or suggestions what I should react to next, just please let me know in the comments. I will check some of them out. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.